By the way, I was explaining to barber how to cut my hair, because this is an out-of-town haircut I just made. These two bald-headed want to, like, make fun of me.
The instruction was crazy. So around here, do this, and the back here, up top, keep it
Exactly, there's nothing to talk about with this.
Like,
but I get it all off, though.
You take it all off?
All of it comes off. Okay, and I just need
your hairline funny style, so
you
should understand. Like, the truth of the matter is, do you have a bald head or not?
Yes. I go.
I mean, having All-Star Mardi Gras at the same time. This wasn't well thought out. Who does that? Somebody needs to rethink the logistics, man. I mean,
somebody needs to think the logistics. You can't rethink it. They never thought about it.
Because the truth of the matter is, Mardi Gras is actually on the calendar.
Right.
Like it's
not it's not like it was a secret.
It's not like, we just found out we had Mardi Gras.
What you bring, Mr. Stout?
It's an 82 Latour, you know. Every time I'm with the King, we can't just be talking about top fives in sports and music and not talk top 5 wines.
This is your 13th All-Star?
13th, dog. This is my 13th All-Star appearance. This is my 14th All-Star weekend.
Does that bug you out?
You know what bugs me out is I'm the oldest person in the game. That's why I'm bugged out.
You guys have played in some of the greatest games of all time. Do you know when you're in it?
Right.
That holy, like we're in it, or are you just lost in the game?
You don't know.
You don't know.
No, you don't know.
No?
You're just playing.
Like you don't know at that point in Game 7, like, yo, this is about to be one of the greatest Game 7s ever. Like, you don't know this block about to happen. Like, you don't know.
You just hooping.
Yeah, you don't know Kyrie about to hit this shot after neither one of our teams have scored in 4 minutes and 32 seconds. You don't know that.
Do you even realize nobody scored in 4 minutes? No.
Nah.
No. You have no idea. You just hoop.
Just playing.
You just hoop. All you saying is like, I don't want this man in front of me to score. That's all you thinking. That's it.
Are you tired at that point? Fourth quarter, 3 minutes. Are you tired? Like, are you? I mean, you ain't gonna ask for a sub, but does that even factor in?
You tired, but that's the last thing you telling yourself though is I'm tired. You tired, but the real ain't gonna never tell themselves they tired. You tired now. And you might even bend over and hold your knees, but you would never in your mind let it creep into your mind like, yo, I'm tired. You ain't gonna let yourself do it.
Bro, when you went down, was your wrist, were you hurt? When he went down when? When he went down in the game, when he went for the, this year.
No, in the finals.
In the last 4 minutes, LeBron went to the hoop. I don't even remember that. Yeah,
The
he
last
went down.
play, when I went to the free throw line.
Who fouled you?
Oh.
It was you?
That game was a blur, man. Straight up. And I remember, like, every play of every game. That game was a blur.
But that shows that y'all in it. Y'all not thinking about
Yeah,
anything.
Like that game was a blur. I want to say, when I went to the Olympics, and you got a lot of Olympic coverage this year, FYI. Yeah. I'm not sure if you really know that. You felt like you was the swimming team, the volleyball team. You was like you was on every team but the basketball team. And watching the final for the gold game, it was actually the first time in my life that the Star Spangled Banner actually meant a lot to me. And I got fired up. Man, I got fired up. Do you feel like that sometimes when you hear the Star Spangled Banner? That was big. Like, to start that game, the gold medal game, like, hearing that, standing on the podium. But even more so, when I hear it now, it means more to me.
Yeah. I think that's what I appreciate more than anything about Coach K. Coach K make you really, really understand and appreciate what representing your country is all about.
Really? Does he preach it a lot to you all the time?
He don't even talk about basketball that much. They just talk about like the commitment, like being there for your brother, like fighting for your brother, like being part of Team USA, being a part of the United States of America, what it means to represent the red, white, and blue. Like when y'all stand up there. Yeah, he's a military guy. You know what I'm saying?
It fires me up. Right. It fires me up.
Right.
By the way, Coach K, this season, what he did with Duke is one of the greatest things I ever heard. Pete, tell him do you know what he did with Duke this year?
No. So you know
he made 2 goals this year.
So he was out having back surgery, right? So he calls a team meeting at his house. So he informs the team, you guys are not playing to Duke standard, so I'm locking you out the locker room. Get dressed in the hallway.
You can't go in the locker room anymore. You change in the hallway.
Get dressed in the hallway. You can't use the locker room. That's one. 2, until further notice, don't wear anything that says Duke on it.
On campus or nowhere.
I don't want to see anyone wearing
anything that says
anything.
Duke basketball, I don't want to see you in a Duke t-shirt.
You gotta wear all high school. Just targeted.
Wherever you want. Don't go in my locker. That's like my grandmother. Don't go in my refrigerator.
Right.
And stay out of my room.
I told you, stop running in and out of this house. I told you,
running
and that
out.
was the last time I told you running in and out of this house.
So they got put on punishment.
But we still have practice, coach? Absolutely. So where are we supposed to get dressed, coach? I don't care. Just be at practice. Think about that.
I respect that. I
love it.
You think that's a
Let's lock in.
They playing better.
Let's lock in. We got to get focused.
That means we got to really, really lock in.
And they turned it around. Dre is right. They balling right now.
Yeah, they playing well. We got another guest over here.
You guys will never believe I walked here. I swear to you, I walked
Here he come with the boy.
You ain't got that look.
He's not sweating.
Where you ain't sweating? Your shirt ain't wrinkled?
Your shirt ain't
fantastic.
I guarantee you, I walked here.
Have you seen Trappy yet?
Oh, Trappy, I seen him get out the truck. Yeah, I seen him.
You know what? Draymond and I were just having this conversation. Some people love the process, and everybody else just wants the outcome. And I was telling Draymond, if you just listen to people talk, it's very clear to tell who loves it not. When you hear Bill Belichick win the Super Bowl and say, "This is great," and there's no other place I'd rather be than standing here tonight. But in all honesty, we're 5 weeks behind every other team in the NFL for the 2017 season. The first thing you go is like, he's insane, but he just wants to get. This is great. This is what it's. But I got to get back into the process. That's what I'm pulled towards. When you hear Tom Brady say, "I'm definitely playing into my mid-40s," I now have all the answers to the test. Why would I stop taking it now? You can't show me a defense that you're like, oh yeah, he's crazy.
Man.
He's crazy.
I want to ask you, fam, because I went to half of those games. How did you know, like, while we having this conversation, was it some kind of inclination that you just knew that you were going to come back from 3-1? Did you know this? Like, did y'all have a real sit down, just a team meeting? Did y'all? Because it could be some things that make like a real momentum shift.
It was just, it wasn't like, it's all about belief in yourself, man. And all of us, and whatever we do, it was just like, until the casket drop. Like, until the casket drop, man, for me. And it's like, I mean, as great as you know their team is, and still today, it's just like you can't lose belief in yourself. Like you're there for a reason. Like, we're all here for a reason. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's no cakewalk to get to that position. Like, you just gotta like, and I don't know, dog. You just gotta
the better. That's actually drilling down on it. The broader question is actually, did you really think y'all could win a championship or even compete for one when you left Miami and went back to Cleveland? Coming back from 3-1 is great, but did you really believe Cleveland could be great again?
But no, that's it.
Me looking at how things started, first of all, I always felt like Kyrie was a dog. He just didn't have anyone to play with, and then when he got around somebody that had wisdom and some kind of like structure, I felt like his game was going to turn around anyway. You got a lot of players that I see that basically are playing because they love the game, but they know they're not going to win, so it's still like a little piece of their game that we haven't seen yet because it hasn't been opened up yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you put certain players on teams where they can actually compete, you will see stuff that we already knew Kyrie was dope, but when he got around, bro, he was able to open up a little bit.
That's the hardest thing.
But there's no guarantee that happens, Trey.
That's the hardest thing. That's the hardest thing in our league to kind of like
Judge a play.
You never know what's gonna happen, exactly.
Yeah, and we fall into it a lot because you be like, I don't want him. He's in 7 years, he's never played in one playoff game. I don't really want him. Like, and I'll say that, or I'll be like, I don't really know what he would do for it. Like, I don't like his attitude. But it's like, you never know because a change of scenery and a change of, it could change a whole lot, like, for a guy, you know what I'm saying?
Let me give you the other side of that. In business,
you say, Dre?
Hold on. In business, you look at people's resumes, and nothing in their resume, you see Google, you see this place, you see that place, you see whatever industry you're in, you're looking at skill sets, but nothing in their resume talks about work ethic. And everybody gets credit for that they didn't do. We all do. Right? That's part of the thing. You were part of a team, you're part of a thing. So what role did you play in actually driving the outcome versus being a teammate of the outcome. And great CEOs, great managers of teams, great coaches, GMs, that's the real decision you gotta make. Like, was it the guy or was it the environment the guy was in? Is he bad for our locker room or was he just bad for that locker room?
It's a combination of things. Because here's the thing, it's the player, it's the people around the player, it's about having a maturation process. If a guy don't understand what he actually supposed to be doing.
Well, that's the coaching though. What's up, James? Sorry about that loss, man. Man.
Oh, we love you. Your shoes are a little too tight, baby.
What? I can still run.
Listen, we got a lot of guys. I told Stout this, and Stout just brought it up. Go
He
ahead.
told me this, LeBron told me this at the Knicks game, and he starts going through the tendencies of the athletes. But the thing that was most important, he's like, these guys are running around, and they have no idea what their roles are. They don't even know where to shoot.
But that's
so we're looking at
coaching, though.
Shumpert's on the Knicks, and he's running around. He goes, this guy is great.
He don't
just
wanna
doesn't
shoot
even
less
know
than
where to
3
shoot. He
passes.
doesn't even know what he's supposed to do.
He
He's
don't wanna shoot less than ball just going
doesn't
shot
know his
clock
role.
down.
One is coaching, because we got a lot of coaches that don't want to coach.
Don't want to coach.
What do they want to do?
At all
What
levels.
are they doing?
At all levels, I'm telling you.
What are they doing, man?
Development.
So what are they doing?
But the first thing the coaches gonna do
put 5 guys on
in
the floor
training
and they don't
camp,
roll.
in training camp, you know your 12 players, a coach, you know what you got. You got to set the locker room right away.
Right away.
You do this, you're an energy player, you know your role, you come in, you shoot threes, you're a ball mover, you're a defender. So when you get that chemistry down, you go out and practice. You got to practice. They just can't talk it.
And either from the coach or from the commander of the team.
The leader of the team.
The leader of the team got to nip that in the butt as soon as they see something. Like, if it's a player on your team that shouldn't be dribbling, or if it's a player on the team that shouldn't be shooting threes, or it's a player on the team that's doing something he shouldn't be doing, either the coaches got to address it or the leader of the team got to address it, because now it unravels the whole. Because at the end of the day, sports, business, everything, we just want to win.
Specifically to Dre, Bron, and Uncle Oak, you're telling me there are players that play in the NBA that professional players that don't know their role?
I'll take it one step further. There's a lot of players in the NBA that don't know how to play basketball.
They don't, and they in the NBA do not know how to play basketball.
But they can play basketball. I know how to play basketball. I can't play. There's guys on high level making
It's
millions.
something on the All-Star team right now.
On the All-Star team.
They
Right
have bad
now.
efficiency. It is what it is. Hey, volume shooters. There's a lot of volume shooters on the All-Star team, but can't make their team win. If you watch a lot of games, you go to a lot of games. You watch a team all the time in Atlanta.
Yeah.
They don't have a superstar. They don't have anybody that can take over a game. They got a good coach. He got a good system. They play good together. Keep Atlanta, they play good together.
Let me tell you this one thing. When you listen to commentators and people talk about sports, they talk about, oh, he's a smart player. Like, Tristan Thompson's a smart player. He just doesn't do anything he can't do. That's very smart.
Rich, that's what we talked about when you first introduced me to us.
But to Bron's point,